Hi, this is Cole Smithey with ColeSmithy.com, and your guide to what to see and what to avoid at the movies this week. One of the most influential filmmakers in the history of cinema gets his due in this comprehensive love letter documentary.
I own company for a variety of reasons.
Roger.
Oh yeah, Roger.
God bless Roger Corman.
Corman's World celebrates director Roger Corman's illustrious career from top to bottom and inside out. The inspirations, ideologies, and methodologies of Corman's one-man band of independent filmmaking come through exhaustive clips from his more than 200 films and a plethora of interview segments. Aside from outspoken interview sequences with Corman himself, documentarian Alex Stapleton interviews everyone from the filmmaker's wife and business partner Julie Corman to Jack Nicholson, Martin Scorsese, Peter Bogdanovich, Jonathan Demme, Ron Howard, John Sayles, William Shatner, and Pam Grier.
7.5% look awfully good. Makes my 92.5% look damn wonderful.
The effect is a raucous celebration of Roger Corman's polite demeanor, colorful films, and stripped-down approach to movie making that gave many directors and actors their start. Monster from the Ocean Floor, Apache Woman, The Little Shop of Horrors, Bucket of Blood, The Fast and the Furious, Death Race 2000, The Intruder, and his psychedelic exploration of LSD, The Trip, are just a handful of the films examined with more insight than seemed possible for such a fast-paced documentary. It would be a daunting task for any filmmaker to attempt a documentary about such a prolific and influential figure as Corman, yet Alex Stapleton lovingly manages to craft a 95-minute filmic encyclopedia that touches all the bases.
He really epitomized the American dream.
Corman's World, Exploits of a Hollywood Rebel, fills an essential chapter of cinematic history. It is destined to become an integral addition to the curriculum of more than a few college film courses. I give this outstanding documentary an A.
Zachary Cowan, armed with a stick, struck our son Ethan Longstreet in the face.
Roman Polanski's cinematic chamber-piece rendition of Yasmina Riza's celebrated stage play The God of Carnage is an outsized comedy contained in the confines of a New York apartment.
Michael, what can we say? Carrying a stick, all right?
Carrying, yeah.
Jodie Foster and John C. Reilly play Penelope and Michael Longstreet, a bourgeois couple whose son lost a couple of teeth to the swing of a schoolyard bully's stick. Rather than take the usual American knee-jerk legal action route, the mostly well-intentioned couple attempts to solve matters via an afternoon discussion with the parents of the offending bully. Kate Winslet and Christoph Waltz play the bully's parents, Nancy and Alan Cowan. Alan is a corporate attorney with a mind like a steel trap and a constantly ringing cell phone that takes precedence to all other concerns. Nancy is an investment broker with a queasy stomach. The Cowans and the Longstreets are equally matched in the area of self-righteousness, but not so much in the realm of what used to be called political correctness.
Think my son is a snitch?
I don't think anything.
Well, if you don't think anything, don't say anything.
Hiding behind a veneer of politeness, each character digs deeper into their personal bag of tricks to articulate a holier-than-thou brand of intellectual independence. Tempers flare, insults are tossed, vomit flies, and a bottle of scotch is consumed on the way to exposing a myriad of hypocrisies that lurk inside these high-minded members of cultured, educated, and civilized society. The laughs come hard and fast. There's considerable gratification in watching this quartet of great actors working in Polanski's deliciously theatrical setting. Although the film wasn't, it appears to have been shot in real time. The director himself makes a cameo appearance as a curious neighbor.
You killed that hamster.
What you did to that hamster was wrong. You can't deny it.
You're blowing this all out of proportion!
Brief, explosively funny, and sardonic as hell, Carnage is what you might get if you combined 3 of Woody Allen's early films into a 75-minute one-act. The movie is a kick. I give Polanski's memorable stage play adaptation a B+.
What do you see?
Everything.
Guy Ritchie continues to degrade the iconic characters created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, albeit with a fresh round of screenwriters since the abominable 2009 franchise starter.
The cards can illuminate your future. I have a feeling you're in danger.
Deus Ex Machina doesn't begin to describe a compulsive narrative tic that allows Robert Downey Jr.'s no-shit Sherlock to see milliseconds into the future whenever he's under physical attack. Holmes' slow-mo premonitions allow the audience to study in depth the exact martial arts moves the sinewy Downey Jr. appears to employ with lightning-quick reflexes. The 1981 European set Game of Shadows is an appropriate title for a movie that's all smoke and mirrors and no substance. Sherlock and engaged companion, not like that, Dr. Watson, played by Jude Law, are taunted by Jared Harris's Professor Moriarty.
I'm afraid you'd lose.
The diabolical villain is busy pulling political strings with a string of bombings designed to ignite a war between France and Germany. Don't worry, there's no groovy political allegory to get swept up in. Noomi Rapace stumbles into the story as Irene Adler, a gypsy fortune teller whose level of believability roughly matches Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. The best thing you can say about Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows is that it plays like a bunch of barely entertaining vignettes. Sarah Greenwood's artful production designs keep your eyes busy. Still, frequent lulls come slogging by during the film's corpulent 129-minute running time.
Make it count!
It might be pretty to look at, but nobody in their right mind would be so bold as to assert that anything here has the slightest thing to do with the pipe-smoking literary detective known to the world as Sherlock Holmes. I give this poor effort a D+. My sleeper pick is Knuckle, and my guilty pleasure pick is Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. My must-have DVDs are Kung Fu Panda 2 from DMWV, Legend is Born: Ip Man from Funimation, and Blackthorn from Magnolia Home Video. An unlikely precursor to Martin Scorsese's 1976 Taxi Driver, director John Schlesinger's 1969 adaptation of James Leo Hurley's novel became the first X-rated film to ever win a Best Picture Oscar.
And if you ain't man enough to do it for yourself, I'd be happy to oblige.
Waldo Salt's magnificent screenplay adaptation is only slightly diminished by the overuse of Fred Neil's song, Everybody's Talking. Regardless of Harry Nilsson's emotional rendering of the song, its repetition inhabits an aural arena that could have been put to better narrative purpose. John Voight's Texas-born stud, Joe Buck, quits a job washing dishes at a diner to hop a bus to Manhattan. With a portable radio stuck to his ear, Buck dreams of turning the town red as a cowboy-style gigolo. However, Buck is woefully unprepared for the harsh reality of 1960s New York. Even rich people are broke. The would-be hustler's first pickup, a Park Avenue lady who lunches, played by Sylvia Miles, extracts $20 from him at the end of their assignation rather than the other way around. Buck imagines his luck turning when he meets low-life con man Rico Ratso Rizzo, played by Dustin Hoffman, a sickly, greasy-haired cripple living in an abandoned tenement building on the Lower East Side. Ratso agrees to work as Buck's manager. The hastily made arrangement lasts long enough for Ratso to abscond with $20 from Buck in exchange for an introduction to a gay religious fanatic. Fate reunites Buck and Ratso. Locked out of his hotel room for non-payment, Buck takes up Ratso's offer to move in with him. A cold New York winter sets in. Beautiful editorial flashback sequences express Joe Buck's traumatic childhood. A history of sexual abuse by his grandmother and teenage peers has made Buck damaged goods. A chance invite to a downtown party allows Ratso and Buck to rub shoulders with drugged-out hipsters. Urban socialite Shirley, played by Brenda Vaccaro, peeks through the crowd at Joe Buck. Finally, Buck gets his first legitimate customer as Ratso's health goes on its last leg. Although Sylvia Miles received an Oscar nomination for her brief role, Vaccaro steals the film in the role of a woman who awakens Buck's sense of healthy sexuality. Midnight Cowboy is an exquisite time capsule. The film is filled with dark social and political commentary. Only through his problematic friendship with Ratso can Buck reclaim his humanity. The palpable sense of camaraderie between Voight and Hoffman, two young method actors working at the height of their powers, pushes the drama into something rare and sublime. Thanks for watching, and visit ColeSmithy.com for more.